How the boom in luxury goods is fading, but has led to more spending in the secondary market.
Affordable is the key word. Louis Vuitton store, from week to week, month to month, the price rise. I mean, like last year, I believe they rise 3 or 4 times. Every time it's about 3 to 5%. So we're benefiting from, hey, thank you brands, keep advertising.
It's Friday the 25th of April and you're watching Markets with Madison. The House of Gucci is losing some of its luxury lead. Kering Group, which owns Gucci, YSL, Bottega and Balenciaga, posted an 11% decline in group sales in the first quarter of this year, citing challenging conditions in the Asia-Pacific region. But they're coming off a boom in luxury spending, and that's now benefiting the resale market. Old money to quiet luxury. The aim for affluence is alive and well. Globally, the stimulus spend on luxury goods has been booming, reaching an estimated 1.5 trillion euros last year, according to Bain & Company, a near 10% lift on the year before. The world's leading luxury goods group, LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, made record revenue of 86.2 billion euros last year. It profited a quarter of that. The French owner of Christian Dior, Cartier and Van Cleef & Arpels pushed through price increases last year and still saw a 40% revenue rebound in the Asia-Pacific region. But some luxury names are now letting investors down. The S&P Global Luxury Goods Index, comprising of 80 luxury companies like Hermes and Ferrari, is down more than 5% in the past year. LVMH saw a 2% drop in group sales in the first 3 months of this year. Now Kering, the owner of Gucci, has reported an 11% drop, with profits set to be impacted. That could be because more consumers are choosing to buy their bags cheaper, second-hand. Jane Lee, the owner of a luxury trade, is selling on average 10 handbags a day, ranging from $100 for a Coach up to $1,500 for a Louis. Her resale business has seen double-digit revenue growth over the past 2 years. It just surpassed 7 figures. Jane says that's because even the wealthy want value in this economic environment. And while most are satisfying a shopping addiction, some are interested as an investment. Jane, thank you so much for having us in here. It's amazing to see all of your bags
My
and to
pleasure.
hear more about how your business operates. I promised my partner I'm not allowed to buy anything today, so do not let me walk out of here with a bag, Jane.
I'll try my best.
But your business has grown enormously. And tell me about how you got started in this business, which I understand was many years ago.
Yes, it was about 15 years ago. Well, I literally bought too much for myself. At one point, I had over 40 handbags, and they were designer handbags. And around GFC time, we sort of short of mortgage payments. And Simon was like, well, perhaps you should sell some. So I decided, all right, I need to sell some. So that's how I started. When I first started, I started selling on eBay because I tried on TradeMe, no market here. And then we come back from China 2019 and lockdown happened, yeah. And then I thought, well, what are we gonna do while we, in lockdown? So I started selling more bags on TradeMe. And then I started to realize, wow, the market is picking up after all these years.
So tell me about the scale of your business now. How much revenue are you making and what's order volumes like?
Well, so as I said, the 2019, I started selling on TradeMe, but after 2 years, I decided, well, I think the market is mature enough that I'm going to launch my own e-commerce website. So we launched our website about 2 years ago, and we actually just tipped 7 figure last financial year, which is only the 2nd year.
The 2nd year of the website. That's incredible, Jane.
Yeah, and we put it on seeing double and doubled again.
And percentage growth on revenue.
Yeah.
So how many bags are you selling roughly per day, per week at this point?
Well, average, we are reaching 10, 11 orders a day. Obviously, you have the lower days. Like yesterday, we had 6 orders, but on average, roughly about 10 orders. And in Christmas time, Wow, one day we packed 32 orders. I know. And ladies, they're not just buying one bag. Quite often, some ladies will buy multiple bags. And we have, grandmas buying for their granddaughters for gifts, and all their children coming back to visit them from overseas, or even going overseas. One of the ladies came to me, she actually worked for Freedom Furniture. And she said, oh, my daughter, I'm sure that she bought from you, but she got to Europe, but the only thing she has to bring with her was 8 bags.
Important.
Yes, that's the most important thing for her. Anyway, and she would sometimes call her mom back, hey, can you buy me more bags? And, I'll come back and bring it over again from Jane. So, wow, I'm actually amazed how, the sort of feedback people gave me. And this is a happy business,
Yeah, what are you hearing from your customers? You mentioned the GFC and that economic situation was a reason why you got started in the luxury secondhand goods market. What are you experiencing now? Are your customers seeking secondhand because the price is more affordable and accessible and they're refusing to buy new?
Absolutely. I have to say absolutely affordable is the key word. Because, I have customers who are very wealthy. Like one of the lady I know, her husband is a developer, and she is very wealthy, and she used to buy about 5 bags a week from me. I know. And another lady from Wellington, she's a partner, 8 bags roughly about every 2 weeks. I know, and I've seen lots of customers like this, So, we become friends over time because they're like chatting with me, and I'm always quite personal, and I do care about my customer for real. So sometimes I say to them, hey, I think you spend too much. Perhaps, I know you're wealthy, but perhaps take a break. But they're like, hey gang, I love bags, and this is me, and I've always been doing this, but now, look, I don't really want to go to Louis Vuitton store from week to week, month to month. The price rise. I mean, like last year, I believe they rise 3 or 4 times. Every time it's about 3 to 5%. And the thing is, the baseline is already $3,000, $5,000 a bag, and you raise 4 times a year, 3% each time. That's a lot of money, and people just feel, well, I'm not really that silly, am I? Because I'm literally buying the same bag, start of the year, paying $3,000, and by end of the year, exactly the same bag, I'm paying maybe around $3,500, $3,800.
So the price increases have put even wealthy customers off from paying that price.
From what I've heard, yes.
So they're coming to you instead.
Because how many items they buy. I think ladies, sometimes I think husband may not quite get them. They love it for the sake of having it, not necessarily, oh, how many bags can you use a day? Well, that's not the point.
And I think this is an interesting point, the difference between purchasing luxury goods for usability or for investment as a collector's item. What bags are people purchasing for usability, and what are they purchasing for perhaps an investment option?
Well, investment, you would talk about Hermes, Birkin, and maybe Cartier Bangle watch, or Omega watch. We used to carry watch as well, but I took a little bit of break because the capital down is just too much. And I'm focusing on bags because I have to grow the volume. But yeah, definitely Cartier watch and Hermes bag, but particular style like Birkin, Lindy, what else? Just general Hermes. The sort of, because you could buy a Hermes for $20,000, $25,000, as long as you don't use it. The condition, you keep it as good as when you bought it. Maybe 5 years later you can sell it for 40 grand. Hey, there's a Hong Kong collector. I mean, he's a billionaire, and it's him. I know. He just had, I believe, the world's biggest Hermes Birkin sale through Sotheby's. It's just amazing. I mean, some of them have diamonds on it, some of them pink crocodile skin. I know, but hey, that proves the point. He doesn't use them at all, he's a man. But, right? Anyway, he made a tremendous amount of money.
Are you seeing more customers come to you for investment options as opposed to usability?
Sometimes they do. Again, because we've seen all sorts of customers. Most of the time, Louis Vuitton, right? People just want to use them, carry them every day as their daily bag. I guess it's just the brand where they position themselves and where people see how they, the image of themselves carrying a Louis Vuitton to work. I don't know, or they just simply love it. I mean, LV travel bags are great. And other brands like Coach, Kate Spade, these I would call maybe secondary level. Most people just buy them for daily use, like to work, or their children bag. Take their kids to kindergarten, or babies. They have babies through napping it, all sorts. But actually, Gucci, I have to say, Gucci took a big turn last year. We start seeing the popularity rise. I believe it's probably to do with Gucci's own campaign as well. So our business is actually very aligned with what's trendy internationally. So for example, if Alexander Wang is popular this season, okay, we will see also customer wanting to buy them as well. And if Gucci is doing well and they have massive campaign everywhere, yeah, we will see people coming to search for Gucci. So I'm actually quite amazed how in line the second hand is with the new. So we're benefiting from, hey, thank you brands, keep advertising.
Gucci, though, is not doing so well on its sales front at the moment. In fact, there was this big luxury goods boom during the pandemic when there was economic stimulus. Now they're normalizing, and that is certainly coming off. Are you expecting that to impact demand in the secondary market, or are you set to benefit from that because more people are going to come to you for cheaper prices instead?
I think we are benefiting, definitely benefiting instead of being impacted, because again, most of the ladies are bag lovers. But when the new are so expensive, I'm even quite surprised, because I had my first Prada bag, I think about 15 years ago. That wasn't my first bag, but I bought a new from Queen Street store, $2,500. And that was one of the most expensive purchases that I ever had. And at the time, I even thought, okay, this is a very up there price that I would spend for a bag. Now I gone back to check Prada new price. I'm even change up. They're around $8,000 now, $8,000. I mean, I guess maybe that's what the luxury houses want to see. They only want to see the real wealthy people. I'm guessing. Because $8,000, I mean, we all know the cost of living in New Zealand and around the world. I mean, this is an enormous amount of money. It's not quite just simple as, oh, I would just eat instant noodles every day for a month and I can just save it up for it. It's not that simple. And it's out of people's reach.
What do you think the characteristics of luxury goods, of luxury is?
Oh, wow. Well, I guess craftsmanship and sustainability and, definitely quality, but a bit of face. People, if you carry a Louis Vuitton to work, it's some sort of social proof of your wealth and how well you're doing. It's not really a thing for me. I mean, you're a good person, doesn't matter what bag you carry. But for a lot of people, yeah, that's very important, social proof.
Where do you source your bags from? What authorized resellers do you use and where are they based?
Okay, so I know a lot of other players in the market, like Tremio Designer, Wardrobe, or some other players. They quite often come from public. But I decided I'm not gonna go down that way, so I source them internationally, because the key for my business is to bring affordable luxury to New Zealanders. And I want every woman to be able to have a dream piece of their own, but not paying the sort of dollar that, So I start looking internationally. I start buying internationally myself anyway. So over the years, I built up a good amount of suppliers around the world, especially from the United States and Japan, two of the world's largest second-hand market. So yeah, mostly from the US and Japan. And sometimes from Europe, but that's rare.
How do you avoid counterfeit product?
Oh, wow. Actually, I got that question a lot. But to be honest, if you ask me, I don't even know where to buy a counterfeit product. But, I guess it's really about where you buy. I mean, where I source them, and that's from experience. I mean, I know a bag is real or fake or not.
How?
But you can tell. Come on, Madison.
Is it the look? Is it the feel? Is it the smell? Is it the way the inside looks?
It's everything. So obviously, even down to the logo, where it's printed, where the date coders, for example, Louis Vuitton and Gucci actually, down to the fonts they use on different places. Yes, I know. And the type of lining they use, what color it is, I mean, there's a whole course of it. And this is why you absolutely need trained professionals to examine the bag. You can't just trust anyone on the street or someone claiming what they're selling is real. I mean, honestly, even a receipt, in my opinion, doesn't tell the story. Only the piece itself can prove its authenticity.
Is counterfeit ultimately positive for this industry though? Because as you spoke about that consumer psyche, the desire to want to own one of these luxury pieces, it feeds into that and it makes more people want the real thing.
Well, the counterfeit, okay, in my opinion, the counterfeit market exists for a reason, right? Again, because luxury goods are so desirable, but not everyone just simply has the money. But, I guess it's nothing wrong for every lady who wants a beautiful piece to carry. But hey, sometimes they just don't have the money. What are you going to do about it, right? We have to be upfront with ourselves. Look, obviously it's illegal. Okay, I understand that. Obviously illegal. But in my opinion, that is people's personal choice. And I wouldn't touch counterfeit because the quality is so different.
What's your favorite handbag, Jane?
Pick
one.
I haven't owned one, but I'm dreaming of having a Birkin. I'm still saving up for it.
How much are they roughly?
Oh, wow. Well, obviously, I am looking at an investment piece, so I'm willing to pay around $25,000. I know, but I'm talking about, pretty much a 95% new. And that's the thing is, only those condition ones hold its value. When it's, worn at the corners, or like inside it's very dirty, or marks on the outside, look, they do not hold its value. So don't get me wrong, do not buy very worn bags. They don't hold their value. Even for Birkins, only the 90% new to 100% new ones, and the real the better. I mean, if you're looking at investment piece, but otherwise just buy for use.
Thank you so much for having us in, Jane. I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Let the record state, I did not purchase anything from Jane. Yet. Now go put your money to work. Thanks for watching Markets with Madison, the New Zealand Herald's show for interested investors. If you want to stay up to date with financial markets, click the subscribe button below and you can watch our other episodes here. Stay up to date with all the business news and numbers as they land on nzherald.co.nz.